play turn 89. I've already done the analysis for this turn, however I couldn't play it because I required Novice to have played his turn because there was the potential for war between us. So I'm playing this now around about, I don't know, 15 hours after when I last logged in. Okay, so let's see what's happened. Here we go, we've got Thoth. He's offered sheep for sheep trade. Now, I actually logged in after playing turn 88 and offered him a sheep for sheep trade, and then offered him a world map trade after playing it, because it was this was a small attempt at diplomacy, just to show there's a bit of a peaceful intention. One of the problems with offering per turn trades like this is that other people can see it in diplomacy in the F5. Is it F5? No, in the F4 screen. So what I think Thoth obviously rejected that offer, not because he doesn't want to accept it, but because he doesn't want to show it. So what I need to do now is I need to reject this offer, but I'll understand that Thoth does want peace. Now, that's a good thing for me, because that's what the diplomacy is there for. Doesn't mean what Thoth's saying is true. Doesn't necessarily mean what I was saying was true by offering that trade. So this is just a potential understanding of intentions. So I'm going to exit this diplomacy because I don't want to show it to anybody that we've done that. Doesn't mean I'm going to move units away, but both of us have, yeah, what is it? We both have an axeman, a spearman, an archer, and a chariot or immortal in this position. So this is like perfect sort of standoff. We've both invested. Neither of us want to actually do anything stupid and go to war and waste more resources on this when we don't gain anything out of it. We just want to develop our cities in peace. Now, if I just look at this city again, I'll see that there's still only a monument there. Okay, so I've said before that I didn't want to necessarily slave the library this turn. I actually think I'm going to slave it. Having done that bit of diplomacy, I'm going to slave it. I don't necessarily trust what Thoth has said, and he's got no reason to trust what I said. But so he might reappraise his opinion here, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and push the culture a bit just so I can get that horse. I'm never gonna take any of these tiles. I mean, the lumber mill tile is getting culture from Flub and from Flat. Why did you choose that naming scheme? It's so hard. I'll never get that one because you'll get the culture from two cities. And whilst it's only 2 per turn, like whilst there's the monuments, it's like I'm only going to be making 3. So, and he's already got culture saved up, so I'm not getting that anytime soon. May potentially get the Plains Forest, but that's not really an important tile for either of us too much. Would be nice, but I reckon he'll chop it soon to make sure that he gets it. I just want the horse. Well, I think he wants the horse as well, but I don't think it's that important because we both already have source of horses. So anyway, there's that. But I've not even looked at the main thing, which is... Well, I don't see that either, but yeah, that's good to see. Novice has... Oh, you fucking... Oh, God, Novice, I hate you sometimes. You're making me make a hard decision here. I won't declare war for the simple reason that whilst Novice, I can take a worker from Novice, and for me, I'd lose a 30 hammer level 4 chariot for it. So that's not even like that's quite a nice unit all the same. I'd move in, and there was a spearing mill earlier on this turn, so that spear will be in a position to attack that chariot if I move in and declare war. So he'll lose the worker, but Novice is willing to accept that. He just knows that he'll kill my chariot, so I'm not taking that deal. That's why I had to do it, because it stopped Novice from improving that. I've stopped Novice from improving that ivory. So, yeah, it's a good job that I did wait, but that's the main thing. But also, he's saving a spearman, just protecting that. He's moved a spearman, it's protecting a worker. It's going to improve that floodplain. There, come on, words out at last. That worker's moved to do that. He's probably cottaging that tile. Carter's got a lot of forest left. It's got to be said. Yeah, there's nothing new. So I can move that. Okay, this is interesting, kinda. Yeah, Thoth wants to kill that warrior. He's again trying to get a unit to 10 experience points, probably, and that Immortal's as good as any. It's already got combat 1, so it's got at least 2 experience. It can take a promotion, means it's got at least 5. So yeah, that's actually quite likely to be a unit he's trying to get to 10, to the full 10 experience, like I've already got mine, so that's what he's trying to do. I'm going to leave my archer there. There's 2 reasons why that's leaving the archer there is potentially an aggressive move to Thoth, and that is that, 1, it's a sentry, so I'm looking at what Thoth is doing. That's always a potentially aggressive move because you're gaining information on him that he might not want you to have. And 2, I'm stopping barbs from appearing in the box, the like 5x5 box. So it's like these 5 tiles by these 5 tiles. Bobs can't appear there anymore. So I'm stopping bobs from appearing when Thoth wants them to appear to kill them, so he can get this Immortal to 10 experience points. So yeah. But then again, that archer's on a forest hill. He'll still, without fortification bonus, the Immortal will just about have odds on it, I think. But once it gets full 25%, it'll be okay. I'm gonna move him. Yeah, I'm gonna move that archer out again to be another sentry. Okay, the warrior move along. Special axe I leave on the tile. Okay. What have we got now? As you can see, improve the sheep, growing 1. Next turn I'll slave that barracks. The thing is though, if I were to slave this turn, I would still grow in 1. I would actually get the culture, because I'd slave this turn rather than next turn. I'd get the gold hooked up potentially 1 turn sooner. But I don't care. I actually want. I value working the sheep for that additional turn more. Though arguably the food doesn't matter, so it's only for the hammer and commerce. So it's actually a lot closer than it seems. Yeah, I actually. Let me think. Yeah, there's an argument. There is a good argument for slaving this turn. I can get that chopped down 1 turn sooner. I can mine that tile 1 turn sooner. The roads don't matter. I can get the roads done anyway. Whatever time I want. It's not a problem. But but it's what do I build after? I said I'd build into an archer. So arguably that extra hammer into an archer, I don't really value it that much. So even then, is it that important? It's just the commerce. But then again, commerce doesn't matter if when I slave this, I go back down to size 1 and I pay less. So actually, there's a good point. There's a point to be made that I should actually slave that city this turn. So I'm going to consider that, but go do other things first. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do the use the sheep this turn, and then I'll move off the sheep back onto the cottage. Walls because there's naff all else to build. I think this is worker 9. Worker 7's up there, that's worker 8, so yeah, this is worker 9. I'll leave him for a moment because I don't even remember what I was supposed to be doing with him. That chariot, I do want to leave it on that tile because that allows it to get further down onto the cow tile, that row of tiles. There, the worker, do something with that. These two workers are going to plantation. And I'm going to leave that chariot where it is. Now, yeah, because I can see anything that's going to attack it. Yeah, interestingly enough, if I hadn't gone for calendar, instead gone for horseback riding, and I could have had a bunch of horse archers out. By doing this sort of move, I've dragged his spear out. It no longer has fortification bonus. I could just wander in with something like 5 horse archers and a bunch of chariots, and I could just and Miller would fall. So yeah, it's like I've potentially, if I'd have gone a more aggressive route, there could have been plays that I could have made novice a bit more. Yeah, taken out Miller and raised it. That would have been good, but oh well. Screw up. Well, it's not even a screw up, it was just a different strategy. What am I doing with this worker? What am I going to do with this worker? Okay. What am I doing in Got the Reset? I'm growing it. Next population point it gets goes onto this hill. This lumber mill. I only need to put 1 turn into a cottage on that tile. Turn that into a cottage. I'd love to improve that banana. Love to. But I've not got iron working, so I can't. Just out of interest. "11 turns. Out of interest. Well, I'll probably go down with hooking up resources, but yeah. Not gonna happen. I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to. I think I've talked a bit about how I'm going to improve that sugar, and I'm actually. And whilst I want to do that, I don't want to do it right now. I've got it, or rather, I've got to delay and get milk genes. I can use this worker to improve that sugar tile with a plantation. I think that's the right move. Yeah, I think that's the right move because I don't want to delay getting it. It's still worth 1 commerce per turn. It's not too bad. The happiness isn't entirely necessary, but I don't know how long I'm going to be delayed hooking that one up, so it might be better to do that now. I don't want to improve any of the hills as much as I'd love to. I've actually already got 1 worker in position to mine that one and then mine chop that one to potentially get the Great Wall. I can use one of the 2 workers over here to chop this tile here. So I don't need worker 9 down there. Again, there's also plenty of workers in position to improve save iron again with that cottage. I do need to put something, a 4th onto that plains tile, but I can do that with worker 1 and one of the workers here. The question is, do I road with these 2? And I think the answer is actually yes, that I should do. Should I? Road and road. Oh, fuck it. I don't road with this one, it doesn't matter too much, but if I move it to here now, and this one roads, next turn that roads, to the one here roads finishes, then I finish the mine here, and then I can move all 3 to do the fort on there. No issues with doing that. I can very quickly grow Do Not Die to size 4, but I don't even need to grow it to size 4 to work the hills to get out of the workboat. And I can use this workboat to improve that. This will be size 5, which is fine. I can then whip a workboat as soon as I want. And in fact, I might even whip a workboat and then chop out a second workboat, and I won't get a single one out of Do Not Die. There's options. There are plenty of options. I mean, there's even another worker here that I don't have to use for a chop. It's just so yeah. I'm not going to road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 turns it would take before I can start that. And I'd rather get that whale hooked up quickly to work at size 2. On the other hand, Do Not Die, Granary 89, Granary 90, Slave on 91. And do that. 2, grow 93, whip on 94. Grow on 95. So that tile needs to be hooked on turn 96. So for the workboat, it would be... So it hooks it on 96, so it's got to be there on 95. So it can move there, it's got to be built end of turn 93. So 93 to get there, I need to get that fort done turn 93. Can I get that done? Move him to road, move him this turn, road on 90, road on 91. It's 10 turns to do a fort, and there's 1, 2, 3. So it's 8, move 89, road, another 1. Yeah, I move it now and I can get it done with 3. Yeah, I can get it done. 3 workers on 93, 4 workers on that. No. That one. 3 workers on 91, 3 workers, or 4 workers on 92, and 3 workers on 93. Then I move. Is it? And then. Oh no, it's not a problem, is it? But I do need to move it now. 89, 90, 91. Yeah, I've got to move it now. 1 extra turn and I'd be okay. But 1, 2, 3. Actually, be right back. apologise for that delay. There's a few. I actually can road with this tile now with worker 1. I rode with worker 5 on this turn. I rode again next turn, turn 90. The worker moves onto the plains hill, turn 90. So it roads on 91 and 92. That gives me 3 turns, 92, 93, 94 to finish that fort. The workboat on 90 finishes end of turn 93. So I've got to slave it on 93. Or chop, probably slave. Moves into the fort at 94, whale 95, and then proves the whale 96. That's fine. The barracks is completed. What was it? 89, 90 a whip. No, 89, 91 it whips. 92, 3, 94 it's whips. So 105. I need the workboat for the fish, and that's not a problem at all to do that. That is not a problem at all. But I can get this road done now, and that's. I'll need to use workers 1, 3, and 5 to do the fort on turn 92. So the worker will road 89 and 90. 91 it will move somewhere. Actually it'll move onto the corn and road that, or move onto the plains and irrigate that. Possibly, it doesn't really matter. Either the corn, this grasslands, or that tile does 1 turn of improvement and then moves to the plains hill to do the fort. Worker 5 would road on 89 and 90. 91 again it would move to do something. It would actually have to be either finishing the mine or irrigating, potentially mining the desert hill, but I don't care for that. So one of these two. Worker 3 cottages on 89. 90 and 91. Ooh, that's not good. But I'd have 2 workers on turn 9. No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can do it fine. 2 workers on 92, 4 workers on 93, 4 workers on 94. That's fine because fort takes. If I'm not completely stupid, takes 10 turns to do, and that's fine. So I can do the cottage on 89, 90, 91, then move to mine on 92, and then fort on 93 and 94. And that's okay. That's everything I need to do, I think. So yeah, I can road that hill tile, which is useful because I will want a road from Majordonga straight down. I don't want to have to loop all the way around to do that. I'm going to road there. That's it, and that leaves worker 9 free. It's the last one to do, and I'm going to go with that plantation. And the best way to get there, because there's 2 worker turns already put into that forest chop, I'm going to move on to this grassland here and irrigate for a turn. That farm is almost done. I've used it. I've used that farm to get workers onto that sugar before, so it's okay to. That farm's almost done. Now just to go through the cities, and I'm almost finished with the turn. So yeah, got the reset. Build a great wall. I might get some gold out. If I don't finish it, I might only get 30 or so gold, but that'll still save me. That's 30 gold's like 2 turns worth of saving gold now. That's not too bad. Yeah, if I get it, that's great as well. So I don't care whatever happens there. Going to go for a worker. Yes, I'm going to go for that worker. Worst case scenario, I use it to chop forests which go into the library. Worst case, I'm fine with that. Building mids, nothing special. I've already said on the turn analysis that I'm going to grow and then work the ivory. Gets the pyramids just as fast as working the ivory now, and I've got the additional pop. So if I were to try and slave the mids, that might even have having that additional pop point might even speed it up a turn for a full pop slave, which I'm almost certainly not going to do anyway. ARM Collusion's going to build a wall because there's naff all else to build. But with the way the river goes around, there's only 3 tiles that city tile can be attacked from. none of which are easy for novice to get to. Like the two down here, he just doesn't get to. This one he might do. Like Thoth could attack potentially, but I don't know why he'd attack down there to hit that city. Thoth, so it's like this city walls aren't entirely necessary, especially not considering I'm pushing this city to 40% cultural defense. It's only an extra 10%, but it's that it slows down bombardment with a slows down bombardment from catapults, so it's just a bitch to deal with. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather build a market or a theatre, a forge, or pretty much anything, but the walls will do now. I mean, also walls generally work better if you've got multiple units in that city, and I've only got one archer. Then again, it's look at what Novice has got, and I don't want to build. I don't have to pay for more units, so the walls are free on a per turn basis. They don't cost anything for upkeep, so I'll take the walls. The workboat I'm going to slave, as I've said, to end on turn 93. So, yeah, it's that. Or yeah, because I can't even build it in time anymore. I'd have to stop working the scientists to build it in time. With 11, I'd have to work to like the 2-3 hammer tiles to get to 8. I could build it if I did that, but I don't want to delay the great scientist. Slave the library, finish it. I will get hold of those horses pretty quickly. I already grow in 2 turns rather than 3. After this, there's not much for it to build, so again, probably go onto walls. Might build. The archer's not that great, because I'm against Thoth with Immortals. Again, do not die. Does grant for 2 turns, special, and I'll carry. Do I slave it? I've already said there's basically a good point to. I want to go check my demos. Ouch. 6 out of 7. Not great for that GNP. Shows you how much I've crashed the economy. MFG, joint first. Crop yield first, but not by an awful lot. I think a lot of this is the fact that the map's so small that there's... I mean, look, even the rival worst's 2/3. It's not even that bad. The rival average is 80. Yeah. Highest is 14 above it, 13 below it. That's not bad. God, I need those tiles coming online quickly for commerce. But I'm not going to slave it. Actually, if I slaved it now, it would come online. 99, wouldn't it? Well, workers are already in position until 94. 95 remove, 96 and 97 to road. So that would leave 98 to get 2 workers to put chops in to the gold. Is it the right? Should I do it? See. I think the right move is I'm going to slave it. I'm going to slave it simply because getting it down 1 turn sooner means I've got the gold worked 1 turn sooner. This city, it's got to give up the corn in, what is it, in 2 turns anyway. It's not got many good tiles to work, so it's going to grow onto coastal tiles. For some commerce, it's going to work the oasis. But basically, 1 turn, getting it done 1 turn sooner means I can get the cow hooked at 1 turn sooner and get the gold hooked at 1 turn sooner. That's the commerce, the happiness, the extra food and production. So whilst it doesn't matter right now, and I do kind of want to keep it just for sentimental reasons, that's not a good enough justification. Getting those extra tiles hooked up one turn soon is worth it, so I'm going to slave it this turn. And there we go. That it is down to size 1. I'll take a screenshot of that shortly. So I'll just take screenshots for the report. Actually, it does cost me 1 commerce, but that's not a problem. Yep, that's everything, apart from that. So, second in MFG, still first in crop yield. That's everything. Yep. And turn. Has anything happened? Nope. So yeah, that was the turn for turn 89. I can't play turn 90 because again, the potential threat to novice, I can't play it right now. I do need to let him at least have a look. But yeah, and I'll carry. Saved 11 food from regrowing, and it'll make 8 this turn, so it'll be at 19. If I hadn't slaved it, there would be 12 food in the food box this turn, and it would be, and I'd. So actually, it has cost me 1 food. Whipping has as well, 1 food and 1 hammer and 1 commerce. So yeah, there's a argument to be made there. But no, I'm not that bothered about whipping it. Didn't want to, but I still think it's the right course of action. What do I choose to build now? I don't need a wall, not in that city. Although to be fair, I'm not going to get it to 100 culture for 40% for quite a while. But still. Probably better to build a spear than an archer actually, if I've got that much overflow. But anyway, all this stuff is for next turn, the turn 90 report, and I've got to back out now and leave it. So I'll leave that with you. Hope everyone has had a good weekend. Might talk to you in a bit.